Let's discuss appropriate behaviors for older guys when speaking with younger women. The mistakes older gentlemen make when dating younger ladies are important ones as well. When I say older, I mean more experienced men. Okay, they have the rock in place, and they have some money, but they struggle with these two things, especially when it comes to women. Let's discuss these two errors that prosperous, experienced gentlemen commit when attempting to date younger ladies. Some of the viewers among you might be familiar with the guy. He was referred to by many younger women as the most fascinating man in the world, believe it or not. For whatever reason, they cast him since he fits all the requirements. He was referred to as the most fascinating individual on earth. Most older men make the error of thinking younger women aren't very interesting when trying to attract them. They don't have a lot going on in the world, and I don't want to make fun of them by saying that. The majority of the men I speak with who are 40 or older have had an impact on the world. They might be married or never been married, and they might have children or not, but they aren't especially intriguing. Other than the identifiers they may have previously used, such as the husband or CEO of the company, before they sold out their interest for an exit that would pay them 7 or 8 figures, they don't have any personal interests. Men are tools. They have money. They are adept at achieving achievement. They are competent and aware of business etiquette. They are aware of topics like hiring procedures for staff, human resources, packaging, and sales, among other things. They excel at a variety of things, but they've wasted a lot of time getting there, specifically not developing their unique talents and interests. Okay, let me give you an illustration. You are pretty much capable of doing it. Desire to women, but not too boring. Okay, I'll repeat that once more. Except for boring them, you can pretty much do whatever you want, ladies. A date is when an older man invites a younger woman into his day or his life. Maybe you're exclusive. Maybe you spend your day with a lot of ladies. I'm not sure. It is irrelevant. You can't make them bored. You cannot be a dull man. Even if you're older, wealthy, and have a bank account, women still detest being bored if you're uninteresting and don't excite them. When she learns that many guys are ghosted, she probably won't want to devote any more time to it. I don't understand. They say, I've amassed a sizable fortune. I had a lot of success. My divorce is finalized. My children are all adults now. Why can't I win over the ladies? And after that, you start by inquiring about their interests. When you go on dates with them, what are you inviting them to do? Guys, you are not entering their world as an experienced, accomplished older man. She's been permitted to visit your world. Okay, she is unwilling. Come over, hang out, listen to her style of music, hang out with her pals, dress like her, or hang out with males who are roughly her age while wearing a cap in a side-to-side position. She is not very interested in that. Some guys mistakenly believe that is what they desire, but that is not the case. They want to be invited into your world to participate in fascinating activities. The guys who understand this are the ones that post things like this on Instagram and other social media platforms where there are young, attractive ladies. These amazing ships and vessels, these attractive young ladies don't own those boats. Typically, they are older, more accomplished men. The same is true of exotic cars. You must, for instance, provide them with something to look forward to that they cannot have from their demography. These guys aren't especially mature, amusing, or engaging when they're their age. If I'm being completely honest, a lot of Chad-looking men have that alpha male appearance that in their age group don't hold much attention. Your appearance will start to decline as a man as you age. There is no doubt about that, but how much do you say, hey, I'm a cool guy. I'm the most fascinating individual there is. You must be focusing on that. You must engage in hobbies. Whatever they are, they must be interesting. I don't care what they are. It can't be something dull that doesn't motivate her to be enthusiastic about entering. What are your hobbies? I asked a guy who sucked with women. Do you bring them along to these activities? No, I usually just buy them dinner or have a coffee and dinner. It appears as though you are essentially leading into this video's second segment, beta dollars. I cited lack of interest and lack of hobbies as the top two. Men start with money, which is the second thing they get wrong. And all that will do is put you in a position where you must decide whether to become a sugar daddy or whether to feed them, pay their rent, or otherwise act as an am. And are you aware of if you are leading with beta dollars? If you don't know what hypergamy is, it's when women essentially date across and up. There are two pieces to the equation for hypergamy. The key factor is that you either lead with money or with your appearance. You represent Chad. If you're an older man, it's harder to find older, accomplished, experienced men who still look great. There are numerous Hollywood examples, such as the Brad Pitts that have been around for more than 50 years. But most of the time, you're not checking that box. Focus. It simply isn't a factor in the decision. So that will have gotten a little worse. And the biggest error that the majority of these individuals commit is to start with money. Let me pay your rent and buy you dinner. I'll be your sugar daddy, please. If you do that, you're essentially telling them that you're a talking machine that gives them free money because they're attractive. Because they are appealing, you are rewarding them with free money and affirmation. You're going to have a poor experience if you start with that. Many of these guys are curious as to why they are only utilizing me for my money. And if you start off talking about your wealth and money, they won't be interested in anything else. Because the only thing you can give them is the beta buck side of the equation. You must be engaging, and ideally, you should lead a little more into the optics of masculinity and attractiveness. Many older men tend to indulge themselves, gain weight, and develop obesity. They lack a look and aren't especially beautiful. Even as you get older, you still need to make the most of your appearance, because although money is a factor, you still need to be fascinating and funny. You must have engaging events for them to attend. Hey, I'm going out with some pals on a drive on Sunday might be one of the things I said if I were single and dating spinning plates. Why don't you put on that outfit I like? Get in the car with me and ride along. You might invite them to come and join and take part in that thrilling activity. They most likely do not have access to $200,000 or $300,000 cars, let alone a network of business people who also drive cool cars and do cool stuff. What you must do is that. Invite them to join you for enjoyable activities such as off-roading, buggy racing, and exotic automobile activities, or perhaps you'll have a boat in a picturesque spot. You can think about doing any of these things as an experienced older male. However, I notice a lot of guys taking the lead using only the beta dollars component of the equation, so you have to be interesting. You must provide them with something of value. Some of these younger ladies, that's another thing you can lead with, by the way, is they enjoy this hashtag boss girl, terrible boss, or whatever it is that they're using these days, and they want to lead with being an entrepreneur, generating money if you are an experienced, successful person. Some of the talks you can have are the ones listed above. The option to sit down and say, yeah, I understand what you're doing there and I can offer some insight, was available to most guys who made a significant impact on the world and made money from a younger child of her age. Therefore, these are all things to take into account if you're an experienced older male. And when I say this, I particularly want the older males to pay attention since many of you are making this error. Again, I receive a lot of requests from guys to consult with them to attempt to get some clarity on this, and they either take a long time, are boring, or start with money. You can treat ladies whatever you want, but avoid boring them. That's all there is to it.